Harry Judd Boxing Social in association with Betfred. Joe Joyce has just knocked out Joseph Parker. I'm joined by Simon Jordan. What's your initial reaction, mate?
Phenomenal fight. Both fighters should take a lot from that fight. That was an incredible fight. That's one of the best fights we've seen this year. Joseph Parker and Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce has come out victorious, and what a phenomenal victory, because it must be so dispiriting for people like Joseph Parker. He's hit Joe Joyce with everything he could possibly hit him with, and Joe Joyce keeps on walking forward. They talk about his whiskers. I don't know what they're made of. It's like Colossus out of the X-Men. But what it was a credit to both fighters. That was a great heavyweight fight. I'm a little disappointed with the events afterwards, because everyone seems to be focusing on Tyson Fury and Derek Chisora, when the two guys in the ring should be getting a little bit more attention. But Joe Joyce, he may not be the most easiest on the eye, but my God, is he fit? Is he strong? Can he take a punch? And is he a credit to himself? And to be fair, Joseph Parker was brave and strong and let his hands go and came to fight, and he hit Joe Joyce with everything. But Joe Joyce is just too strong and too fit. Now, whether that can translate into Joe Joyce winning a title, what it can translate for Joe Joyce is big fights and he gets paid proper money. So if I was related to either one of those fighters, I think I'd be particularly proud of both of them, because it was a hell of a fight.
You mentioned Joe Joyce's chin, but also credit to Joseph Parker's chin as well. Should the towel have been thrown in earlier or at all?
No, I don't think so. I think around about the 9th, it looked a little bit like some of the fight was draining out of Parker, but he came again in the 10th. And if you look at the end of the 10th round, with a couple of combinations that he threw that wobbled Joe Joyce, that was the validation for not throwing the towel in. But I thought it was coming. So I don't think at this level, with that kind of fighter, a former heavyweight champion in the world that came to fight, that they needed to throw the towel in. So I think it was right that the fight reached its natural conclusion. It wasn't overly brutal, the ending, but what it was conclusive.
It was for the WBC interim title. The winner of this should fight Usyk. How does Joe Joyce get on?
I think he gives Usyk a handful of trouble. I think he has the same conundrum that possibly Anthony Joshua has, is that how do you deal with Usyk's movement? How do you deal with the angles that he creates? But Joe Joyce doesn't get tires, and Anthony Joshua does. So I still would probably favour Usyk, because I just think the level that he's operating at. But again, it would be an intriguing fight.
You mentioned Tyson Fury. He is here. I have to mention it. You spoke about it a lot on TalkSport. Does that fight happen, Simon?
I don't think so. I think that the Joshua fight and the idea behind it is a sprat to catch a mackerel. I think he wants to fight Usyk. He wants to bring Usyk forward. He wants to make a better deal. He wants to fight it in Saudi, and he wants to take control of the situation. And there's no reason for Joshua not to take this fight, because he's had all of the dynamic. If you're led to believe what Tyson is saying and what Frank is saying, then there's no reason for Anthony Joshua. I would suspect there's a bit more devil in the detail, but I don't think that fight happens, no.
Well, thanks for your time, Simon. Cheers for your time, mate.